the program's been nominated for an award for partnerships. So that's the reason why I have stepped in. I'm going to get straight into it so I don't waste time. I'm going to take us first on a very, very brief history of Better Beginnings. In the early 2000s, Western Australia was facing a critical literacy future. The literacy levels were going to be impacting on the future of the state, and we recognised that there was a need for generational change. Bookstart in the UK had demonstrated that it was possible to start early and make a difference, and that program provided some guidance and some inspiration for us. However, the vastness of our state and the distribution and diversity of our population meant that the State Library could not itself deliver a universal early literacy program that would encourage and support all Western Australian parents. And just as a side, that is just to give you an idea of the size of the whole of Australia. Australia is the 6th largest country in the world. It's also the world's smallest continent and the world's largest island. Western Australia is the 3rd in the west, obviously. It's a 1/3 of the continent, and it has a population of about 2.6 million. And of that population, about 2 million of us live in Perth, which is where I am. So it's about 30% of the population that is spread throughout the rest of that geographical area, which is very diverse, as I said. That very large geographical area was a major challenge to delivering a program. And so the potential of partnerships was recognised right from the very beginning, and they remain critical to the successful delivery of the Better Beginnings program. Now, the State Library had existing partnerships with the network of public libraries in the state. And a key aim of the program is to promote public libraries and champion their role in supporting and the development of a literate community. So having public libraries, which are well-established community organisations, which are already focused on providing literacy resources and support, and they have a statewide reach, to have public libraries as partners in an early literacy program run by the State Library was essential. So the Better Beginnings pilot began in 2004 with a financial support from both the state government and from Rio Tinto, the mining company, and the in-kind support of 6 local governments run public libraries in Western Australia. And we also had the health department on board, and that pilot delivered 1 pack to all of the babies, or the aim was to deliver 1 pack to all of the babies born in the 6 local government areas. Now we're fast forwarding to 2019, and we have 3 packs. The yellow pack on the screen is the result of that first pack that was in the 2004 pilot. And public libraries remain a critical partner in the delivery of the program. Public libraries are involved in the delivery of all 3 packs. And there are additional partners that are appropriate to the target age of each pack. So these 3 reading packs are delivered to all parents with a baby, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old in Western Australia. Now, I just have to, breaking news, we won the partnership award. The pack in the middle, the orange pack, which is called Sing With Me, is a pilot at this stage. So it's not 100% of public libraries involved, but 100% of public libraries are involved in delivering the babies and the kindergarten pack. Now, I just want to make clear that we did not reinvent the wheel for this program. Our model draws influence from successful and universally proven models such as Bookstart in the UK. What we have done is adapt that to suit the unique identity and diversity of Western Australia. But the program is not just the reading packs. That is absolutely core business, but we do provide other resources. The discovery backpacks are provided, we develop them at the State Library, and then we distribute them to public libraries who lend them out to families in their community. And the packs are developmentally appropriate. They are designed to extend the reading, writing, singing, talking, playing experiences into the home. And a lot of the activities that, ideas that are included in the packs are also are easy for parents to replicate when the packs go back to the library. Another partnership that we have embarked on or that we've undertaken is with Visibility, which is a local provider of disability services. Partnering with Visibility enabled us to produce a high quality and relevant resource for parents or children in a family that may have a vision impairment. So the Baby Ways book, which is a book that we published at the State Library specifically for the Better Beginnings program, that is a Braille version in that backpack. The Off to the Park book is an off-the-shelf published book, child's play book, that is tactile. And the toys and resources are specially selected to be sensory and tactile. And although it is intended for vision impairment, visually impaired families, it will be used for by many other people with other learning challenges or varying special needs. There's also, alongside that, there's also a Braille version of the baby pack. So a Braille version of Baby Ways is available for child health nurses to request for if they have a family that is needing that. So Visibility actually provided the expertise to make that pack relevant and appropriate. That is not expertise we have in-house in the State Library. Our expertise is that distribution through public libraries. And so these packs, like the other backpacks, go out to public libraries and they get lent from the library as a free access for parents. But it's not just resources. We see story time and rhyme time programs in public libraries as core business of the program as well. Now, story time has been around for many, many decades, but rhyme time, which is singing and sharing stories and rhymes specifically for babies, it's pretty much 0 to 2 years. That was brought into most public libraries with Better Beginnings. What didn't really exist in public libraries before the program began. In terms of story time and rhyme time, we support public libraries by providing training, and we train with the philosophy of the US-based Every Child Ready to Read program, which sees early childhood programs as an opportunity to inform and encourage and empower parents to continue to read, talk, sing, write and play with their child at home. And I am actually part of the team that develops and delivers that training. We see story time and rhyme time as essential to the program's success because our reading packs only reach children 3 times in their early childhood years. But public libraries have that unique opportunity and relationship, direct relationship with families, where they can continue relaying the messages of the program to the families on a weekly basis, and that is very powerful. And while State Library provides the training, it's the public libraries that works the magic mostly. But what you see on the screen is actually our story time or rhyme time. We do have a children's space in the State Library, and we deliver rhyme time and story time. The picture on the left is Rebecca with Eric the story dog on her knee, or on someone's knee, and helping her to deliver that program is our CEO. And down the bottom is a fabulous picture of me, but I was very much enjoying a very dynamic performance of Where is the Green Sheep by our minister. So it's mostly not us, it's mostly those wonderful hardworking public librarians that do the work in story time and rhyme time. We do have an Indigenous component of the program to support Aboriginal families living in remote areas. A fully customised component of the Better Beginnings program was established in 2010. And these reading packs were bigger and more regular for Aboriginal children in recognition of the situation that many of them have no access to books and libraries. Often the nearest library is 500 kilometres away. So in the instance of this program, the partner is not the public library. Very often, it's often a school, or it could be an elder of the community, or a non-government organisation such as a playgroup. It's very much a custom fit on a case-by-case basis. Now, this program is something that I will have to defer to Rebecca's knowledge on. I haven't had a lot to do with the running of the program, and in fact, it actually is in a pause at the moment while we reevaluate the future of that program and reevaluate the approach that we need to take. But it has also been something that we have been very careful to put in place is Aboriginal staff members working at State Library to specifically support this program. That definitely works very well. Since Better Beginnings started, I won't run through the whole screen, but we have reached every local government is on board with Better Beginnings. We've reached over 700,000 families. And last year, we reached all but 3 primary schools in the state to deliver our kindergarten program. And more than half of remote Aboriginal communities. Look at partners. The Royalties for Regions is a state government entity. They are a funding partner for us, and local governments are a funding partner. I'll come back to the Health Department in a moment. Rio Tinto is a funding partner also, but their partnership goes much deeper than just funding. They are a mining company, so they are very focused on regional communities, and they push us to challenge our assumptions, and they change us the way that we deliver the program in regional areas, and they provide support to us in regional areas. And so that is a very, very, very important partnership, and they've been with us since 2004. The Health Department run the Child Health Centres. The 2 dot points are the split between the metropolitan area and the Country Health Service. But the memorandum of understanding that we have with the Health Department is a high-level agreement that underpins the role of both the State Library and the Child Health Service. But very much the partnership on the ground between child health nurses is not between us and them, it's between public libraries and the child health nurse. So that if the child health nurse needs more bags or needs to know what they can refer parents to in their area, they consult the public library, and the public library maintains and manages those partnerships. The public libraries are absolutely central to they are the central partnership. We could not do it without them. There are 232 public libraries in Western Australia, and every one of them is on board. They do make a financial contribution of $5.50 per baby born in their area each year. But if we don't have to push that because they are all on board, but we know from social return on investment analysis that every dollar invested in the program returns $5.64 in social value. Public libraries are pretty much autonomous. They are jointly funded by the State Library, but they're managed and staffed by the local government. So it is a partnership situation. And the beauty of Better Beginnings is that within that range of 232 libraries, it ranges from tiny one-shelf libraries in the corner of the council office in a regional area to multi-branch systems, very well staffed and resourced with specialist children's librarians. And the beauty of the program is it can be adapted to any capability and level of service that can be provided. Public libraries don't have a formal agreement with schools, but to deliver the kindergarten program, it's actually public libraries that need to build those local relationships. We do have a letter of agreement with 21 child and parent centres, which are centres in low socioeconomic areas that provide training and resources to parents, and that agreement is about making connections with the local public library. There are various other partnerships with other organisations. Smart Start is an organisation that is focused on the early years in the southern area of our state. Awesome is a children's festival which we contribute to, and they use the State Library as a venue. SciTech is our city's or our state's science education centre, and I was part of a partnership where we worked to provide or to produce a STEAM-focused book list last year. Paint the Town Red is a bit of a partnership waiting to happen. Paint the Town Red do work in communities, but not always with libraries, to make sure that communities are reading, talking, singing and rhyming with their children, and Rebecca is involved in talks to find alignment with our program. NASLA is the National and State Libraries Australia, and that is a formal partnership which provides a forum where similar programs or programs in other states are discussed. And I'm moving as quickly as I can. Yeah. There's one last partnership that I just want to talk about. We have a partnership with Edith Cowan University. It is a different kind of partnership. We pay them to do a longitudinal study of Better Beginnings. But it is a partnership in that they feed back to us. The reports have shown that the program is making a difference in how parents interact with their children. It's influencing parents' attitudes and beliefs. about the importance of sharing books and rhymes with their children regularly, and that parents are maintaining and establishing and maintaining positive practices at home that are continuing beyond their immediate contact with the Better Beginnings program. And that's it.
Thank you very much. And congratulations with winning the prize. With this,
that's all I know. I just saw it flash up onto my computer screen saying, we won.
It's amazing. I'm now going to unmute everyone. So in one go, I can do that.
Oh.
Yes, you're all unmuted. So the floor is open for questions to Linda. Or congratulations or anything you like.
So I have a question if I could.
Sure.
Linda, you mentioned about ROI and the social return.
Yes.
I realise it's probably more complicated. You might be able to go into some detail, but roughly speaking, how do you understand that? How do you come to that figure?
It was an independent analysis. Look, all I can tell you is a bit I've got written here. It may or may not answer your question. They determined that the largest social value creation in the program has been in the kindergarten program, that 33% of the total social value was created. And then following that, it's the birth pack distribution. How they came to that, I am not able to. I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer that. That is a question that if you contacted Rebecca, I'm sure she would be able to put it all on notice. I can research that.
Thank you.
I had exactly the same question. Anyone else? Just let's say we have time for two questions. Then before we move on to the next presentation. So, does anyone would like to ask a question right now?
Can I ask a question about about the library partnerships?
Yes.
You talked a lot about the importance of the contribution that they make in addition to time times and story times and such like. And I just wondered, from the perspective of a country where libraries are at the moment quite under threat in terms of their resources. So many of our partners in libraries would probably feel that they would like to do that, but they feel that their resource and their ability to do so is constantly being cut. And I just wondered whether the kind of context for libraries in Western Australia is more positive than that, and whether there's a sort of different perception around the libraries and resourcing them properly to play that role.
Look, I think it is true that we are, Western Australia is a mining state, so we roll with the punches in terms of mining revenue, and we have been quite depressed lately in terms of economic activity. So we are certainly not at the peak of funding and resourcing and staffing is an issue. But despite that, I think we were lucky maybe that we got established in years that were boom years where things were good, and libraries have had a taste of of the benefits that really honestly does bring to them. My background is as a public library, and I feel that the program really did raise the profile of a public librarian as an equal professional in the environment of schools, and in terms of the health. We had no previous contact with health, so I think. And you know, it's a great that the packs are a great vehicle to get library information. We allow customizing of the library the packs on a local basis, so they can put their flyers and things in. So there are benefits that can be seen in terms of membership stats and attendance at programs is not in itself always a quality measure, but there are many, many benefits, and I think perhaps it was lucky that, as I said, we were established in good times, and there has not been, I don't think, people sometimes there's perhaps a weak link in the chain, but there's not been there hasn't been a lot of people backing off from the program at a public library level because they can see the benefit, I think.
Really interesting. Thank you.
No worries.
Yes, thank you all for your questions. I think we should stop this presentation here. Thank you again, Linda. It's really impressive. It's really impressive what you've achieved, and I mean just